Welcome back to Fixing My Faith. My name is Vern. Today we're going to talk about the JW Bible, their New World Translation. This is one still in the plastic. It's rare. Pretty well give it away. We paid for the shipping. But I'm thinking of burning it, but I don't like burning Bibles, so I kept this one. But this Bible is demonized. So I really don't want to give it away. It's demonized. Why? Now, thanks to JW researcher Rose, and we watch a lot of our friends' videos, she did a lot of research, and she researched this Greber. And this Greber was a Bible translator. And in short, I'm going to put Rose's link on my video here under descriptions, and you guys can check hers out because she did a really good job, way better than I'm going to do here. But I'm going to cover it briefly. But this Greber is going back in the 1800s when Russell was around, and all the way to when Rutherford. So he'd be around Rutherford's time when they're looking at getting translations going. And he claimed he had never become a medium himself, but his wife later became a medium, a spirit medium, and they were involved in a variety of spiritualistic activities. So basically, their Bible they made was demonized. And none of the other, no one to this day will sell their Bible as and recognize it as part of the canon. Just like the Jehovah's Witness Bible, it's not recognized anywhere on earth as a translation. And they treat it like a translation. And if you research translation and versions, well, unless you have Greek and Hebrew translators that speak the original languages, you can't claim translation. And you got to actually show your translators, show their credentials, or you can't claim translation in the big world of Bibles if you do your research. So the Jehovah's Witnesses have nothing more than a version of someone else's version. And we're going to show you, and Rose has started to show us, that they're taking their research from a demonized Bible. Greber had a demonized Bible. And in fact, if you go and do the research on Greber, and all you have to do is go to the JW website, plug in Greber, and up comes question from the readers, Greber. So we start looking that up. And first of all, it comes up in this 1976 insight. And it says, in recent earthquake effects, blah, blah, blah. What are they saying here? A report in the Bible is translated by Johannes Greber says that when Jesus died, the earth quaked and the rocks were shattered, tombs were laid open, and many bodies of the buried were then tossed upright. In this posture, they projected from the graves and were seen by many who passed by and placed on their way back to the city. Hence, rather than a resurrection, as some Bible translators imply, there appears to have been merely an exposure of the dead observers in Guatemala. So they use the Jehovah's Witnesses are using this as an illustration that Greber's, and the reference in this demonized Greber's Bible, who actually, that's what they used to side with them on this incident. So in other words, when Jesus died and the ground opened up, the Bible actually says that people were resurrected and walked into the city. Well, Jehovah's Witnesses don't like that because the resurrection's not supposed to happen back then. Not supposed to. And just like when Jesus was on the cross, and he says to the guy next to him, "Hey, today you'll be with me in paradise, buddy." And the guy, Jehovah's Witnesses don't like that. So they put a comma there and they make it say, "Today, I tell you, you'll be with me in paradise. I tell you today, comma, you'll be with me in paradise. Someday, yeah, not today, but I'm telling you today, comma, you're going to be with me in paradise someday, but not today." You see, it's the same thing here because they don't want, by the way, that guy in the stake went to paradise that day, just like these guys. And this was an illustration of Jesus' power. Many became believers. The Romans became believers, a lot of converts. And these guys rose up and they walked into town. That's what all the Bible translations say. So the Jehovah's Witnesses reference Greber. They're the only ones that support their theory. The only ones, Greber, the demonized ones. And by the way, you can go, this is Wikipedia. You can check it out on Wikipedia. The Jehovah's Witnesses themselves, they're referencing Greber, and that's what they use to back their theology, just Greber. Now, here's what's interesting. Questions from the readers. So, of course, readers like Rose, people have questions. This doesn't make sense. Well, they asked that. Why in recent years has a Watchtower not made use of the translation by the former Catholic priest Johannes Greber? This translation, and this is in an 83 article. So this translation was used occasionally in support of rendering Matthew 27, blah, 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 as given in the New World Translation and other authoritative Bible versions. But as indicated in the foreword to the 1980 edition by Johannes Greber, this translation relied on God's spirit world to clarify for him how he should translate difficult passages. It is stated his wife, a medium of God's spirit world, was often instrumental in conveying the correct answer from God's messenger to Pastor Greber. The Watchtower has deemed it improper to make use of a translation that has such a close rapport with Spiritism. The scholarship forms the basis for the rendering of the above-cited text in the New World Translation as sound. For this reason, does not depend on all of Greber's translations for authority. Nothing is lost, therefore, by ceasing to use his New Testament. So, what a bunch of hypocrites. So, on this other article, this older one here, they're using Greber about the earthquake. So, does that mean Jehovah's Witnesses since 1983 are throwing out their belief that no one was resurrected that day and walked into town? No. They still believe in the demon-possessed Greber. And they even admit that Greber is demon-possessed in their own magazine, The Watchtower, Questions from the Readers. You guys can look at it. They admit it, but yet they don't change the theology, the ideology based on that incident, and where they're basing their theology on the spiritistic, demon-possessed Greber. So therefore, this Bible is built upon demon-possessed theology. And let's be clear about this, folks. This has to go out. This is breaking news, Rose. This is it. So that's all I have to say today. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.